This tune is called Call of the West. So we jumped the bus along the roads that went on through the hot Mojave and the Jericho. He'd start his whole life anew, and what he'd left behind he hadn't valued half as much as some things he'd never do. Sundown, he got dropped off on a street in town where a gray old man looked him up and down and said, son, this ain't no Western movie matinee. You're a long way off from Yippee-I-J, cause I can tell at a glance you're not from around these parts. You got a green look about you, that's a gringo for starts. Sometimes the only thing a Western savage understands are whiskey and rifles and an unarmed man like you. So you gotta keep on the move. Don't let that fancy paint job fool you. Then the old-timer pulled him close and said, you've come a long way, I know. You've got a longer drive ahead through the bones of the buffalo, through the claims of the Western dead, and just like the spokes of a wheel, you'll spin round with the rest. You'll hear the drums and the rush of steel, and you'll hear the call of the West, call of the West. You'll hear the call of the West, call of the West. Harshly awakened by the sound of 6 rounds of light caliber rifle fire, followed minutes later by the booming of 9 rounds from a heavier rifle. But you can't close off the wilderness. Just then he heard the snick of a rifle bolt and found himself staring down the muzzle of a weapon of a drunken liquor store owner from Newcastle. There's a conflict, he said. There's a conflict between land and people. The people have to go. They come all the way out here to dig mining claims, to do automobile bodywork, to gamble, to fish, to survey roads, to go to a homosexual decorators party in Bel Air. Maybe sit around and go to 7-Eleven, the San Gabriel Mountains. Maybe sit around and get a new plumbing or air conditioning. Maybe go around and have some drugs and some crazy sex. Maybe sit around and go to West LA and buy a book. Maybe sit around and get into plastics, be a gynecologist, get a piece of the rock and a slice of the pie, spit out the window of their car and out of the wind blow back of their face. Now from the high timberline to the desert's dry, poor is dangling on some hangman's tree. Tourists are claims on these prairie plains, while they say this lunch is not had for free. Just like the spokes of a wheel, who'll spin round with the rest. He'll hear the drums and the rush of steel, and I'll hear the call of the West.